Hello and welcome to the online Late Start Philosophy 9 course at Pierce College. My name is Mia Wood. I'm a professor of philosophy here at Pierce, and this is a video to welcome you to the class and to provide you with an overview of what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it, and with less of a focus on why. The why is going to come as we start working together and throughout the course. So let's go ahead and move on over to Canvas, where I'm going to give you a tour of our course site. And then if you have any questions at all, let me know sooner rather than later, right? Don't wait, because this is a condensed semester. We have less time to do the work that we would normally do in 15 weeks. And 15 weeks is already, a fairly compressed schedule in terms of, for some of us at least, in terms of how we master the content and skills. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are on the home page of our Canvas course page, or course site. The page generally looks like other Canvas pages. In other words, there's some default stuff like the ribbon on the far left that has a bunch of buttons, and then the actual main page on the left contains customized organization of links. And then the middle is customized to reflect what I hope is a fairly intuitive layout. And then the far right shows us our to-do list. So what you're going to want to do, even having seen the video that you're seeing now, is click on the Start Here button, link I should say. And that's because there's a video here that gives you an overview, in fact, sorry, two videos that gives you an overview of how we're going to use the digital tools in our course. And by digital tools, I mean the suite of programs that are to be used in connection with our textbook. And I said two videos, but in fact, this link that I'm hovering over now and that I'll click on gives us a series of videos. So there's a lot of, how to do this, how to do that, resource material for you. All right, so going back to the home page, after you've looked at the welcome video and the logistics video and maybe some of the others, tool around and notice that, I hope anyway, the way that I've laid out week 1, week 2, week 3, and so forth feels pretty clear to you and navigates, and that the navigation is clear to you. So what I try to do is lay things out in the same way as you'd see on a, let's say, a paper schedule or syllabus. We'll get to the syllabus in just a moment, but let me give you an example of what I mean. Take, for example, week number 1. Now, don't be worried. There's a fair amount going on in week number 1. That's not always the case, but we need to hit the ground running. So the way that every week lays out is as follows. You've got topics, and then you have stuff to read, stuff to watch, which is either optional or required, although I won't know if you don't watch the required stuff, and stuff to complete. Okay, so every week is laid out the same: read, watch, complete, and of course topics at the very top. Okay, next let's focus on week number 1. On the complete stuff, or sorry, under the list of stuff to complete, you'll oftentimes see links, or you'll just see a note saying, practice or whatever. What's important about the complete under week number 1 is that you get help with how you can purchase the textbook and software suite. And don't forget, there's a video for that, right? But you'll get a link to the store. You can also peruse the site that is set up in support of our textbook. More on that later. And then, of course, assignments, right? So you have, over the course of our work together, 5 discussion posts and replies that you will complete. And also you will have some exams, and all those links are found here. Now, if we move on to week number 2, we can do that by hitting the next button, or we can go back to the home page and then click on week number 2. And you'll see once again, read, watch, complete, right? So everything that you need is found here on Canvas, or if it's not directly on Canvas, there will be a link to what you need. So take a look around when you get a chance and make sure that you're comfortable with the layout for our course, and be prepared, even if there is no assignment due on a given week, to practice, practice, practice. And practice involves completing as many exercises from the textbook as you can. I provide additional practice at various points, and because this is a skills-based course. It's also the case that conceptually, and in some cases, the skills build on each other from week to week. So the textbook and supporting software can be downloaded right here from our website, but in order for you to submit work to a remote server called the Grade Grinder to get credit for some of your exam exercises, you'll need to purchase access to the Grade Grinder. And you purchase access to the Grade Grinder when you purchase the whole suite of programs and the textbook. And you can either purchase a paper textbook with and then access to the programs that you can download and install, or you can just purchase the e-version of everything from the website. So I just clicked on the Language Proof and Logic website link to the store. A lot of people buy the paperless package. Some people like to have the physical book, the paper book, so they can buy that package as well. Again, I have a specific video on this process if you have questions about what you're going to do vis-a-vis buying the book. But so I just want to show you very quickly here. And the one thing that's nice to note is that this is not a license that expires. It's not like the MyLab series where you have access to a textbook and software, practice and so forth for a semester. This is yours to keep. All right, so I'm back now at our Canvas site, and I'm going to go back out to the home page. In addition to the downloads link, I have a bunch of handouts. I add to those as the semester goes on, but they include things like a paper, not paper, but a non-video presentation of how you use the Submit program, which is basically an email program that you use to submit your exercises for review by the remote server. Then there's a link to lecture notes, rule sheets that we'll use later in the semester, additional practice practice exams and keys, and then additional practice. And then, like I said, other handouts as needed. And then, of course, the layout week 1 through week 12. Sorry, I mislabeled. I skipped from 11 to 13. We only have 12 weeks. So that's the layout of our course and some of the basics of kind of how we're doing what we're going to do. Let's take a look now at the syllabus. The page here is a version of the PDF that you can either open in the window, right, or that you can download. Either can open in a new window or you can download it directly onto your machine. And this is just like the paper version of the syllabus that you would get if you were in a face-to-face class. And so the layout is basically the same as what you just saw on the Canvas homepage, right? So there's stuff to read and there's stuff to complete. The syllabus here doesn't mention the stuff to watch, but I only make that adjustment on the syllabus for space, right? So everything should lay out week by week in a way that matches up with what's on Canvas. Of course, if you have any questions, problems, confusions, let me know. So to that end, there are a number of ways that you and I can communicate. There's the email through Canvas, the email program. There's also Confer Zoom, where if you want to set up a video chat with one or more of your classmates, we can video chat by Confer Zoom. But I also use, as you'll see on the syllabus, I also use Skype. A lot of people like using Skype. The nice thing about Skype is that you can send me text messages and I can send those back to you, so that provided I'm looking at Skype, or I'm able to respond to you pretty much in real time, it's faster for us to send text messages than an email, right? So people do that a lot. Also on the syllabus, you'll find all of the regular information about the course. So, the what we're doing, the how we're doing. Again, not the why, but that's coming. And then, of course, the schedule of events. In addition, I communicate with you via announcements, and then via general discussion boards. So, for example, we have an embedded tutor, which is great. Lindsay Lazo is our course tutor, and you can get help from Lindsay during the times that she is on campus. So you don't have to be on campus to visit with her. She also runs online hours, right? So she's available online, but you can send a message to her and then she will respond to you. And if she can't respond to you for whatever reason, she'll connect with me. And then, of course, there are discussions about the programs we're using, logistics about the course, exam questions, problems, confusions, and then just general course material questions, problems, confusions. So take advantage of the non-required discussions because they will help you by way of my monitoring and responses and your classmates' monitoring and responses to succeed in the course. It's really important that we stay in regular contact. Now, some of you are going to feel like the course material is pretty straightforward, and you can't imagine why anyone would have trouble. Other people are going to just feel like it's just overwhelmingly difficult. If you are the ones who are comfortable, stay in contact by helping your classmates. That'll help reinforce what you already know. If you're struggling, stay in touch with me. It's super important that you do. I'm here to help. And oftentimes, success in this course is a matter of perseverance. Okay, and then of course, there are your required discussions, and those will involve talking about some logical concept, some logical problem, some logical skill. And the idea is to get you to think about what you're doing in this course. So, what is it exactly that we're doing? Well, broadly speaking, what we are doing is studying the ways in which let me rephrase that. We are studying the ways in which we reason correctly and the ways in which we don't reason correctly. Our focus is specifically on several systems of deductive logic, which is one of two modes of reasoning. It's non-experiential. It's very much aligned in terms of non-experiential reasoning with mathematics, if you will, all abstract reasoning, and versus experiential reasoning, which is observational, which is empirical. So the idea is that we focus on ways in which we can reason correctly, which is a more technical term than we're used to thinking about. It's more technical in deductive logic. Reasoning correctly means reasoning validly from premises to conclusion. Now, that seems like a fairly, esoteric study, and in a sense it is, but in another sense, it's applicable to the way that you navigate your daily life. This study is going to bolster skills that you will use across the disciplines. It doesn't matter what you study, you use logic. In addition, it's useful to you in your daily life. If nothing else, it's going to help you develop skills that will make you a more efficient reader, that will make you be more skilled at picking out the salient features of someone else's reasoning, whether you're reading it or you're listening to it. Um, and you will pay more attention to the logical structure of our language. So that's the overview of kind of what we're doing and in a sense why we do it, what the benefits are. So of course, if you have questions, let me know. I am here to help. So with that in mind, let's get started.